Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us today, and welcome to the GTS Retailer Publisher Webinar Series. I'm Jim Lynch. I'm the GTS Category Manager for Supplies. And today we're pleased to welcome back the team from BCW to introduce us to another innovative addition to the supply line that they are coming out with here soon. So I know you'll be excited to take in their information. Just a few quick things just to touch base here before we get started. If you're joining us live, you're welcome to participate with the presenters. You're welcome to add questions to the chat. There are two options, basically. You can put a question up for both the participants and the attendees so everybody gets a chance to look at the question, or you can just direct the question specifically to the panelist and we will get those answered for you. If you're watching the video on our YouTube channel, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel to make sure you're updated for future videos. And if you're a retailer or would like to be notified for future webinars, you can register to be notified using the link in the description. And with that, I see Ken and Rick up there in the BCW conference room. I think they're going to get us rolling here with the 3,200 count card bin.
All right, good morning, and thank you for letting us attend our second event with you guys. And if you were here for the last one, I kind of alluded to something I wasn't allowed to quite yet talk about on penalty of death and termination. Not sure which one's worse. So this is it. This is our 3,200 count card bin. The 3,200 count card bin is a new innovative product that is great, not just for collectible card game players, sports card collectors, but even deck building games, being able to carry and store your solutions all in one place. And instead of rambling on about it, I actually have a video that we did that I'd like to share with you, and then do some demonstrations and answer questions that the video didn't answer. And then we can get into more specifics if that's okay. So bear with me just a second. We'll get the video up, and then you guys please enjoy watching it.
Hey friends, Rick from BCW Supplies, and today I am excited to talk to you about our 3,200 count card bin. The 3,200 count card bin is made from an acid-free plastic and is a perfect storage option that doesn't have to be replaced. Let's take a closer look. Inside this card bin are 4 rows with 18 notches in order to either divide rows into different sections, or you buy more partitions if you would like to use them as dividers. These rows are designed to hold cards, whether they are in sleeves, top loaders, or even magnetic card holders. You can fit 800 sports cards, not in sleeves, per row. For collectible card games like Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, you can fit 1,100. You can fit 220 top loaders, or for the 35-point magnetic card holders, you can fit 48 of those in each row. If deck building games are your thing, the card bin is perfect for you. You can put your base set along with expansion sets and use the partitions to separate the expansion sets or cards by category. A side note, you can fit the plastic card deck box 1-DC, so if your game has bits, tokens, or dice are needed, you can store it along with your deck building game all in one box. The lid has a latching system that locks closed, and on the front, we provide 4 top loaders that are removable. You can put cards in here, or you can make labels in order to label what is in the box. The lid will cover the slot where the top loaders come in and out, so when closed, you don't have to worry about your labels coming out. The lid is attached to the bin out of the box, so there is no assembly required. There are 2 separate hinges to allow the lid to fold and tuck nicely underneath. On the top, there are 4 recessed areas and that is actually for the feet that are on the bottom of your bin. So these bins are stackable and nest perfectly. Thank you for watching this brief video on the 3,200 count card bin.
All right, and scene, maybe. All right, I hope that was informative for you. So I'm not repeating the same thing, showing you the video first, hopefully helps. And essentially, again, just for the live demonstration, the lids open up with this dual hinge on each side, and it folds nicely underneath. So it takes up less space without having to worry about where the lid is. Again, it doesn't matter about the thickness of the top loader. A standard top loader, no matter the thickness for size of card, will fit in here as long as it's the standard, like the 3x4. Magnetic card holders, the information that was provided in that video about the number is based off the 35-point magnetic card holder. Obviously, a thicker card is going to, or a thicker magnetic card holder, is going to cut down on the number that you can fit in. The 18 notches, these partitions, we do sell in packs of 12 if you're wanting to use them as a divider. The channels or notches on the side actually lock the divider into place. So whether if you're growing a collection and you don't want it to tip over in the box, you want it to stand upright, you can just move it up, or again, you can use these as dividers. Also, you can fit the tall trading card dividers in here that will stick up above the cards. You can use those to label. If you're looking for something for labeling purpose and you need more than 18 per row. It does fit sleeve cards as well, which was not in that infograph. I believe it is 600 sleeved cards in gaming sleeves in each row. And again, we did it by each row. So if you're mix and matching the sleeves, not sleeved, top loaders, and magnetic card holders, you have a rough idea of how much you can fit in there. And again, these will support the weight of about 1 Ken O'Brien. So that's roughly about 175 pounds. And the reason why we jokingly say that is we've been asked several times, how many of these can we stack up? Well, all of our samples that we got in of this product, we've actually sent out to distributors and some people for reviews. So we haven't had a chance to actually fill them full of cards and then stack them up. But roughly we calculate about 40 pounds full of cards on one of these bins. And then you just kind of go, well, we had 2 bins plus Ken O'Brien standing on it. So we're saying 4 to 5 bins before there's any type of damage done to the bottom bin due to weight. They are made of an acid-free plastic, so you don't have to worry about the raw cards touching a plastic material. You're not going to get any transference from a plasticizer or from a chloride chemical in the makeup due to heat of the plastic. So it's great for a long-term storage. It's great for storing cards at home, keeping collectibles safe. It's also great for shops, having the ability to put collections or catalog your cards. It's great for deck building games for consumers. I'm really impressed with the amount of thought we put into this here at BCW, as far as just the team effort that went into making sure that we could check as many boxes in a long-term storage solution for collectible cards, sports cards, deck building games, and so on. Again, you can fit the plastic card deck boxes in here. So if you have a game with dice or bits or tokens, it is a great way to keep everything all in one place. Earlier, we were talking about games like Dominion and Legendary. Another nice feature with having kind of control over where your partitions go, games like Marvel Champions, as they come out with larger cards, we anticipate that they will be able to fit in here, just not in the traditional vertical sense. You would have to make them more horizontal and running in a row. But again, you can fit that and expansions in here as well. I don't know if there's anything else I really need to discussed. We have they're already available or pre-order available on GTS's website, both the bin and the 12 count partitions. So if you have questions there or pricing, please check with your GTS sales rep regarding that information.
All right. Thanks, Rick. And just for those who out there, my name is Andrew Phillips. I'm actually the product manager for BCW. So my job is to help bring these things to market, find these products, or help develop them. So we've been working on this one for over a year. We finally got it done, and it's looking great. So as Rick says, this is perfect for your store, not just if you're also a heavy card store in Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Magic, or sports cards, but also if you sell board games too. I mean, it does store a lot of stuff for board games. As you see here, I've got a lot of board games behind me, my collection, and I'm getting several for myself to do it as well. Also something to consider, I know several stores are trying to get like premium status for WotC, and WotC has a big nitpick with white cardboard. If they see cardboard or any kind of storage solution that's cheap looking, according to them, they are not happy about that. They want to see something upgraded. So this is a perfect upgrade if you're trying to go for premium status, but want to maintain, cards behind the counter or have some system to pull cards quickly. This is also a pretty elegant solution as well. Retailing for $39.99, so it's pretty cost efficient. This is cheaper than most of the big box board games. I mean, Marvel Legendary base game is $49.99. This is only $40. And finding a good storage solution that's difficult. Same thing with Marvel Champions. Marvel Champions is $60 MSRP, and this only being $40 stores all the expansions and room for plenty more that will be coming out next year. So, but we are working on a couple different products. I know we've had some questions here in the chat about different sizes, like 800 count or 1600 count, and we're definitely not opposed to doing something like that in the future. We want to see how this 3200 card bin does initially, and then going from there, we could explore options like the shoebox size or the single sleeve 800 if there's a good demand for it. So, but please let us know your questions on it. I know, Rick, I don't know if you mentioned this specifically, the dimensions for this are about a little over 15 inches by 15 inches by 5 inches. So there has been some questions in the past about, does this fit in one of these IKEA Kallax shelves? Unfortunately for that size, it does not. An IKEA Kallax shelf is roughly about 13.5 inches wide. So not quite the right size to fit into a shelf. Of course, you can set it on top, but it does not fit into a Kallax like our normal Monster 3200 boxes do for BCW.
Initially, we had looked at that as being something we wanted to try and focus on, but we felt that it was more relevant for collectors to be able to sort and store cards in top loaders or in magnetic card holders, and giving them a solution as well as sleeve cards. So when we made the interior walls wider to accommodate for the top loaders, we ended up getting outside of the 13 inches that we wanted to be in. And we felt that since they were stackable, that it would be better overall for consumers being able to house the deck cases in here for dice and bits, as well as top loaders and magnetic card holders.
Yeah, and Rick, I don't remember if you showed them the inset feet area for the top of the lids there. So the lids, as they fold underneath there, they also on top of them have a little groove cut into the corners that match the feet on the bottom of the card bin. So if you stack them on top, they lock a little bit, so it prevents that sliding. So if you're carrying a couple of them, you won't have that issue like with cardboard, where they just kind of slides right out and spills everywhere. So you've got a little bit of a locking system on top where they integrate together. So, and
I'll see if I can get it. The lighting in here is not perfect.
Right, I can see them. I can see the
okay, if you can see them. So this is the area that Andrew's talking about here, 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 and here. Now there's also two more in the middle here. These are actually for when it folds under, the lid folds under. These actually will fit into the feet on the bottom, keeping the lid in place when it's when it's open as well. So again, a lot of engineering thought went into, we don't want this sliding around. We don't want extra stress on the hinges if you're trying to pull it or move it. So once it locks the feet into place when it's open, you don't have that problem. Same with the stacking, the feet on the bottom of this, and this is a little hard to kind of get light to, are right here on the corners. And these actually fit nicely right down into, fit flush down into the grooves that Andrew was speaking of.
Right. And also a note, that bottom piece where you see the top loaders on the front of it, that is a solid single plastic piece. So it is technically waterproof a little bit up until the water goes over the line of the top of the bin. But it does have a little bit of protection, obviously more so than cardboard. Unfortunately, it's not airtight. It's not watertight. It doesn't have a seal around the exterior of the top. So it is not like other products I've seen for other different items that have like an O-ring or a gasket to seal it. But it is a very sturdy product. As Rick alluded to, we had Ken stand on top of it, and each box fully loaded with cards is about 40 to 45 pounds. So we estimate we can fit 4 stacked up without any stress on the bottom one. And then we're going to try some stress tests once we get more of these to see how much can we go up to before this thing really starts to look like it may crack or break if it has too much on it. But we allude that it's probably going to hold more than cardboard, obviously, and be way more sturdier.
And Sean, to answer your question, no, we haven't tried putting paint on it, but I would believe that acrylic paint with some sort of primer would be fine as far as being able to paint or do artwork on top of it. The only cautions I would give would be into the hinged areas and the locking mechanism, making sure that those are masked off before doing any type of painting in order to not gum up those hinged areas or the locking mechanism. But other than that, yes, it is a plastic that should take painting. I would strongly recommend a prime since it's a flat, smooth surface.
Good question there, Sean. All right, so we got a lot of panelists on here, or attendees on here. Does anybody have any other specific questions, anything they wanted to ask us about, the technical aspects of the box, or any other particular questions? These do come in a case of 4, so if you want to buy a case of these, they are packed 4 per case. And we do sell partitions that Rick alluded to earlier. We do have a 12-pack of partitions. You get 4 partitions in the box in addition to the 4 top loaders. With the other 12, that gives you 16 total partitions, so 4 per row to really kind of organize it. The partition packs are $7.99 retail for those packs.
And you might have saw it, Andrew, but I put the GTS codes for those 2 items higher up on the chat, so that information is there for anybody who needs to grab it. And then also put the release date. This is supposed to be out the first week of January as well. So obviously GTS is taking orders now. I think our order due date, internal order due date, is about a month from now. So we've got a little ways to take some orders, but obviously the sooner we get the orders in, the quicker we can get some orders or numbers back to BCW to get those quantities locked in. So we would appreciate orders as soon as possible.
And not trying to do a high-pitched sales here, but this product reminds me very much of our comic book bin when we first launched that about 3 years ago. And that product came out and it immediately exploded and went on back order. We were making them as fast as we physically could, and it was stayed on back order, I think, for 8 months, where we were just able to fill back orders and continue to push back orders. So I think this is a phenomenal product. I personally will be picking some up for deck building games myself. So
it seems like lately anything with bin in the name by BCW is getting an awful lot of attention.
And Rick brings up a good point that it joins the bin line with the comic short and long boxes, the graded comic, and the magazine bin. So there's plenty of compatible products out there. If you're not stocking those already, that GTS has in stock, and you're welcome to order. Those items are all available for order now.
Any other
questions? Great minds think alike, Rick.
I don't want to like talk about other things and then like be like, oh well, we missed it. Sorry, you're too late. Sorry.
No, Rick, if you've got something, Rick, go ahead. I mean, we can obviously catch up on the questions. If there's something else you're going to add, feel free.
Well, I was just going to point out we are always updating information and product use information on our blog at BCW Supplies. We have a blog article Sometimes it's about contests that we're doing for like right now we're doing a weekly NFL Pick'em contest, but most of the time it's product related stuff. So like we've done a lot recently with our Primex 4 box for deck building games and for miniature war games like Warhammer 40K, for being used outside of what the initial concept of the box was for storage solutions. So I just recommend people, retailers, check those out if you find something that's a great use for your store. We also put videos up on YouTube. So we have the video that you watched of this available on YouTube, as well as a 30-second video. So if you're using cameras, wrong word. If you're using TVs and running videos in your store, please feel free to just grab and run those if you'd like. In your store. If it's something you want to see if people are interested in, you can show them the 30-second video. It does a great job on highlighting everything without having to listen to my annoying voice. So there you go.
And then Rick, I don't know if you can see the question there, but they wanted to see the bottom again. They're mentioning it looks like there's a lot of gaps. So it looks like that one gap they might be referring. That opening there, Rick, apparently looks to be between the rows, right?
This is between the rows, and this is the channel in which the locking mechanism sits at the top end. Yeah. So in order to have that locking mechanism and gap, I'll show you on the inside what it looks like.
It's also for strength and durability too. It's the central spine where it absorbs much of the weight.
Yeah, there you go.
So it helps distribute the weight. It also allows a place to nest the locking mechanism for the lid in here, as well as kind of give you more stability in the middle of the box for stacking purposes, for distribution of weight across the top of the box as you're stacking heavier product on top of it.
Right. And then the other 4 perpendicular gaps that you saw there were actually part of the system that holds the top loaders for labeling.
Perfect. Thank you. Any other questions out there? Okay. Guys at BCW, did you have anything else for us? Any other secrets you can let us in on for coming out soon, or we'll keep that for another call?
Again, due to penalty of termination and death, I have been sworn I'm not allowed to talk about certain things. But Andrew's not in gunshot range. So
I can't reach him from here.
There might be something in his hands. I don't know if you guys can like pull that up, his up, or if you guys can see it. We're not talking about it, so technically we're not breaking the rules. So this is for you visual learners out there. There may be something in his hands that he might be manipulating. That might be coming soon.
It's a pizza dish.
I'm not saying anything. I got these things in my hands and I'm just tossing them around, and they come in 8 colors. That's all I'm saying. So.
and there may be more information about those in the near future.
Right. And I know we wanted to briefly chat about the Primex 4, right, Rick? We had some.
I told him to check out the blog articles. I figure. I mean, really, I am a miniature war gamer. I love Warhammer 40K, and I happened to stumble across some uses for the Primex 4. There's about 3 or 4 real practical uses for it, and now I can't live without them. So we did a blog article. I'm going to be doing a video that I'm going to be throwing up on YouTube in the next week or so. I'm hoping to get it done. And then Andrew, being a fan of the Marvel Champions game and deck building games like Arkham Horror or the Living Card games, he came up with a lot of really good uses for that Primex 4 when you have a game that has so many bits and tokens, and wrote up a really nice blog article. We've got some nice photos showing what we're talking about. And again, at that $12.99 retail price point for a box with a latching lid that's stackable, it's durable. Again, it's made from the same type of material, so it's an acid-free plastic. It really holds up well, and it is a great product. So again, both of those blog articles are on the website, the BCW blog. But Andrew, did you want to speak on them more in depth than that, or did you want to show them?
No, I just wanted us to mention what the Prime-X4, which we originally developed with the Transformers TCG in mind, has other applications for it, which, as you said, Rick, we can use it for deck building games. Since I'm a retailer as well as a product manager for BCW, I have a retail store in Atlanta. We sell a lot of Prime-X4s, specifically, mainly for our board gaming more than we do our collectible card games. So we show it to people as a way to carry around a couple hero decks for champions and a couple of the villain decks. If you just want to transport 2 of them, which will hold the entire core set, and then each additional one allows you to kind of store and swap out pretty easily. As we know, the Marvel Champions box comes with a nice little insert, but that it doesn't have dividers for some reason, but it's slotted. So there's a different solution. Plus Arkham Horror, it helps a lot. We have a lot of Arkham Horror LCG fans, and we sell quite a bit based on those as well.
Jim, would I have permission to share my screen and show the blog articles quickly?
Sure.
Okay. I did not want to do that without permission. There's no video here, so unfortunately it's my annoying voice. But I mean, here's the Prime-X4 for Warhammer 40K article. We did test it with the Citadel cases as well as the Battle Foam Pack cases. It fits in there nicely. And then we have, it's a little further down, I apologize. Here it is. No, I can't find it.
That was the retweet twins.
That was an older one. I thought that was it when I was scrolling. Sorry. But again, we have the other article here for the Prime-X4.
And for our, our game store attendees, people watching here who are primarily, game hobby stores or a hybrid of, game comic or game toy or whatever, we are working on a lot of different products. Unfortunately, we can't really show you more than what I just showed you, but we are looking at a lot of different products and developing a lot of products currently that will cross all the categories. It'll cover the broad spectrum of all the gaming supplies, not just card related, but also board game related, specifically role playing and possibly miniatures as well. So we're looking at trying to expand out to that to be kind of an all-encompassing supplier for you for those items, so you don't have to shop through 5 different manufacturers. You can probably just go to us eventually and just buy anything for any category. So keep that look out in the future. We have some great news coming out in 2021 and beyond. So we're pretty excited.
Okay. I think that might wrap it up. Unless there's any last minute questions out there. Anything else from the BCW crew?
No, we appreciate GTS giving the opportunity to talk about our products, and we hope we can continue doing this and just having these webinars to educate and answer questions and just get feedback and input. If anybody has any good ideas like the one we had earlier from Jason Stewart about, potentially doing 800, 1600 count bins, that's something we could definitely look into, and we'd be excited if people are excited about that type of product.
Yeah, I know the. Go ahead.
Sorry, Jim.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, BCW, one thing that makes me happy working here at BCW is we're always listening to not only the end users, but also the retailers for feedback, as well as, things that they see a need for. We try to explore to the best of our ability. So we've done it with comics. That's where a lot of our comic innovative products have come from. Some of our sorting trays, like the modular sorting tray that we had last time that we were on call here, that came from a lot of retailers in the sports card and collectible card gaming industry saying that they needed different configurations or they needed to be able to sort with sleeves or top loaders. And so we took that feedback and we tried to develop the best products we can to fit those needs. So please always reach out if there's something. If it's something we can do, we will do our best to exhaust all our efforts to try and make a great product that fits that need in the market.
And to further address Jason's earlier question regarding other sizes, we almost started with the 1600 count shoebox. The decision was made to go with the 3200 first, So I imagine should this product be as successful as we expect it to be, you will likely see the 1600 shoebox version next.
Perfect. All righty. Just a couple of reminders, if you're watching this video on our YouTube channel, make sure you like and subscribe so you're updated for future videos. And if you're a retailer and would like to be notified on future webinars, you can register to be notified using the link in the description. There you go. So I want to thank everybody for joining us today. I want to thank the team at BCW. You're always welcome anytime. And I hope everybody has a good day and rest of the week. Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you, guys.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everybody.
Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.